Hello, you delightful little marketing bees. You're tuned into episode 46 of the Marketing Buzzword Podcast.
This is the Marketing Buzzword Podcast, the podcast where we dissect the world's most common marketing buzzwords. Hold on tight. We are about to fly around the beehive to see the latest buzzwords that stuck to the marketing bees.
Hello and welcome to the bite-sized section of the Marketing Buzzword Podcast and Project, aptly named Bitesize Buzzword. I'm Ben Roberts, and in these bite-sized snackable episodes, I'm going to help you dive deep into what a specific marketing buzzword actually means, help you decide whether it is or isn't important to your business, and if it is, how you can actually incorporate that buzzword into your marketing strategy. And this week we're going to look at the marketing buzzword relationship marketing, really feeding off a lot of what we talked about in episode 3, potentially, with Jessica Phillips. It was awesome, and some of my own thoughts and maybe clarifications or additions on top of that. And before I do that, I need to remind you that we're literally like 7 days away from the end of the crowdfunding campaign finishing for the Marketing Buzzword to Marketing Authority book. So please, if you haven't pre-ordered a copy yet, which I know a lot of you haven't done because we would already be over the target if all of you just ordered a single copy, just simply Google Marketing Buzzword to Marketing Authority on the Publishizer crowdfunding platform. Please, $15, like £11.50, like €13. Pre-order a copy and you'll be among the first to see what's coming up in the new book, and there's some really cool bonuses on there as well. Right, let's crack on to this episode. So, what does relationship marketing actually mean? Well, to me, relationship marketing sort of encapsulates a range of different things. So relationship marketing is and isn't a specific thing. It's like an overarching, I guess, strategy with some really cool tactics in between, and it sort of overlays. So if you draw like a Venn diagram, relationship marketing could take into account a number of different parts. So things like influencer marketing, affiliate campaigns, like whether you did cross collaboration pieces, that's all part of relationship marketing. Essentially, it is the opposite of a transactional way of looking at things. So when you enter a shop and you essentially hand over your cash and you get something in return, purely transactional, unless that owner, that shopkeeper, whatever it is, has tried to build a relationship with you. And instead of it becoming that you go there because of convenience, you go there because of price, you go there because of any other factor like that, they're the only one that stocks that particular item. You go there because you like the environment, you like the people that work there, you like the experience that you get. That is essentially what relationship marketing is. It's a focus on the experiences to increase retention. So instead of having to rely on certain things that are potentially out of your control, because you never know if another shop is going to pop up, if rates are going to change and you can't, and then you get a load of other shops around you. You can't control some of that stuff. It's about controlling the controllables and focusing on experience, which gives you a great competitive advantage because it's something personal that cannot be copied. Now, when I say personal, I don't necessarily mean just to the individuals. I mean something that's personal to the company itself. This is something that, as a company, yes, other brands will want to try and maybe emulate what you can do, and they can get better than you potentially, but they will never be the same as you. And being different means actually you appeal to a certain section of the audience, especially if they don't expect it. That is something that is what relationship marketing is and how it can benefit. Now, I don't like starting things sort of more negative early on, but I want to next cover sort of some of the barriers and the errors made when trying to do relationship marketing. And one of the biggest things there are a number of things in this section that I really want to sort of get across maybe. And it's that if you don't spend the time trying to build relationships, it's think of them in terms of a personal relationship. How quickly does it take for you to trust someone, to really know someone, to really buy into what they're saying and understand that they are knowledgeable on a subject? It takes time. And actually, we have a tendency in business to really focus straight away on that end goal without understanding the complex interactions in between. And that is something that it happens all too often, because in a personal relationship, the end goal isn't necessarily a direct, we need to make a profit. It's, oh, this person may help me here. It doesn't matter. But actually, with businesses, you need to spend the time and actually not necessarily put all the emphasis on you only have like a 2-month gestation period in order to make a sale. However, you also do see people trying to build relationships for too long. I've worked with people all the time who say they're building up these relationships and rapport, but never actually end up getting down to business. And I think you do need to sort of think, actually, well, where is that period? Now, it's all different for individuals. Some people get on with people much quicker. Some people like, know, and trust people quicker because people get on better with certain people. But you have to have some sort of end goal in mind, or at least be broaching the end goal at certain periods. Because if you're not, then ultimately you're not going to sell, and then ultimately you don't have a business anymore. It's a really difficult balance, but you have to do it. And the next issue, I think, is not solving the issues. Now, it's all well and good to having a great relationship with people, but these relationships will break down if you don't solve the issues, or at least offer advice, support, guidance, whatever it is. Same thing again with personal relationships. Again, this is where we're going to be referring back to personal relationships. If someone is always take and offering to help you, aren't able to give you anything, sometimes it's hard. If it is purely companionship, but you don't want that necessarily in business. In business, you need to make a sale. You need to be able to make money. You need to be able to actually have customers. So by solving their business issues, you'll get and retain more customers. And that is an incredible way of building up trust, rapport, and building a relationship. I think one of the other areas I really want to cover is actually not communicating regularly. And I'm going to really add this nice little caveat with quality. Now, sending out a newsletter every month does not count as relationship marketing. It counts as just email marketing. Now, you, again, need to focus on the experiences. You need to focus on the issue, solving the issues. You need to focus on more than just, this is our latest product. That's not relationship marketing. That's encouraging more transactional marketing. I'm not saying don't have call to actions in there. Encourage people to look at your new products, but it shouldn't always be about that. And I'm going to go into that into the next sort of sections, really, and looking at actually how you implement it and sort of the advantages it can bring. So I think we want to go straight into the advantages now, because we've talked about some of the negative side of it, or some of the issues that people have made. Now, the advantages that I think relationship marketing can really bring you and your business is basically increased referrals, because people still talk, people still communicate, even if it's through social media. That word of mouth marketing is still really powerful, especially if you only need a couple of customers. So, for example, you're a B2B business and you can get 1 or 2 customers through word of mouth, then that can potentially secure your business for a long, long time. If you, as a restaurant owner or an event location, if you can get other people to say how good the event was, you'll get people wanting to come back. Real simple. If you can offer a relationship, an experience, think about the brand experiences. If you offer them an experience they like, know, and then ultimately then trust, and they'll want to tell their friends about it, because they want to be seen as an authority. They want to be seen as someone who is providing good advice, because again, they're building relationships in their own personal lives. And if they're offering value to their customers, they're solving an issue. Oh, I don't know of a good event space. Oh, I know of one. They are actually solving those issues, and they're building their relationship in their personal life. That's essentially what you need to be doing as a business. Now, relationship marketing also really helps to make price changes easier to digest, or potentially less important. It means that there is much more flexibility around the price, because people aren't just buying a product, and that isn't just the face value of the product. It's about everything around, and people are willing to pay more for a better service, for a better quality of customer care, customer support. So, for example, what we're trying to do at Talkative is we're trying to build loads of new stuff for our customers whenever they ask, as much as we possibly can, because we believe that is a great way of things. So we're not going to rest on our laurels and hope that actually, look, we've got a good enough product here. We're trying to create new stuff so they'll find, actually, look, even if we're not the cheapest in those areas, we're actually offering something more that is actually more valuable than money changed in a transaction. Other advantages it can bring are things like collaboration, doing collaborative blog posts, collaborative content, collaborative partnerships in terms of being able to sell, distribute products, recommend each other. Again, when you build up those relationships, you come to look at their business, you like the person, you know them, you trust them, so why wouldn't you want to refer them? Why wouldn't you want to collaborate on things? And that collaboration actually breeds so many more rewards. Was it synergies is the term I'm looking for, whereas was it 1 + 1 = 3 or 2 + 2 = 5? That's the benefit of collaboration. Also, when you have relationships, people are more trusting, which means they're more likely to give honest feedback. That honest feedback is because of increased trust and allows you to really improve your business. Because I know if I posted a blog post or an episode of the podcast and there's been an error on it, I know there are certain people that will let me know every time, and there are other people that won't, and that's fine. Because that's a different type of relationship. Maybe it's not the type they want. But actually, I know that I'm getting more feedback from people who like, know, and trust what we're saying on this podcast, and they'll come back to me. People do business with people, and ultimately that is the biggest advantage. People want to do business with people, and it gives you more of an opportunity, more touch points to be able to upsell, cross-sell, collaborate, get more referrals. If you have to change your prices, no one likes doing it, but you're able to because you offer more than just a product or a service. Now, how would you actually... So this all sounds amazing, and you're like, oh, okay, relationship marketing, yeah, that's probably for me. How do you actually implement it? Now, as I've touched on a lot of this stuff already, regular, honest communications, quality communications, offer value, offer insight. I'm going to shout out to someone like Mark Masters here, who I also had on the episode 4 or 5. And we talk on his show, and he does this "You Are the Media" email, and it's packed full of absolute gems and value in there, and I absolutely love it because it's something a bit different. It's regular, it's honest, it's down to earth, and I get something out of it. So me and Mark have built this relationship up because I heard him on a podcast first of all, and it's amazing. Build a relationship and be social, not just in office hours, be outside office hours. So it's not always appropriate for all people and all businesses, but if you can, try and mix outside of office hours, become a more relaxed environment, because that's how you really get to know someone. If you get to know someone outside of work, it actually makes working with them a heck of a lot easier, and that's from real personal experience. Offer high levels of support and service. Be there when you need. Yes, I'm not saying wait on them hand and foot because you have other customers and other clients, but it is really, really important that you are offering that high level of service, because that is your differentiator. Some people argue that you should offer loyalty offerings. I think actually there are certain levels of that. Some people will give out free products, some people will give out free stuff. For me, it's a relationship in a social side of things that I like. It's going out to an event together, it's going out for a dinner, something like that. That is what's value. So again, you have to know your audience to be able to offer the right level of loyalty offerings. Have a think about that. Don't just say, oh, everyone always wants that. Think about types of relationships, the types of people you have, your customers, and then you'll be able to offer a much better way of retaining their loyalty. And finally, remember, solve their issues. Be useful. It's not one way where transactional is two-way, but it's not just a single two-way. It's about going deeper. I've talked about this before, creating content. It's not about top-level scratching the surface stuff. It's about really going deeper and becoming an authority. Solve their issues. If you're a software company, go into detail about the software or the technology around it or how they actually implement some of this stuff. Be useful. It's one of those things, you have to be useful. If you're not useful to someone, it sounds really harsh. But then what are they getting out of this relationship? You've got to think, relationships you get more out of it than just one thing. To have a good relationship, you get friendship, you get trust, you get to go on your holidays, you could bail each other out in money, you get to be there and talk them through hard times, good times, whatever it is, go out with, babysit their kids, whatever it is. Think about business relationships in that way. It's more than just one thing. So be useful in more than one way. Hey, thank you so much for listening. Please check out the next episode. We'll be back on Monday with another guest episode. And please, 7 days left to get your crowdfunding campaigns, your orders in for my crowdfunding campaign, Marketing Buzzword to Marketing Authority, to get this book published. So if you are listening, please just one copy, Marketing Buzzword to Marketing Authority. I would absolutely so appreciate it. Right, that's more than enough from me. I will be back on Monday with another guest episode. Goodbye.
This podcast is part of the You Are the Media Network.